Every culture on Earth, no matter how far apart, has a vampire. Not the Hollywood kind. Not the one in the cape with the slicked back hair. Something older, something hungrier. Something that crawls out of the darkest corners of human history and refuses to die. Welcome to Echoes Obscura. Tonight, we're going global. 6 vampiric creatures from 6 different corners of the world. Ghana, Ireland, Romania, India, Malaysia, and one more that will make your skin crawl. These aren't knockoffs of each other. These legends build themselves completely separate across thousands of years. Same hunger, same darkness, different faces. 6 creatures in one video. So don't go anywhere. Echoes Obscura. The dark has a story, and I will tell it. Your neighbor seems perfectly normal during the day, friendly even, but at night they leave their body behind and they come for your children. The Obaifo comes from the Ashanti people of Ghana, and it is not a monster you can spot in a crowd. It looks completely human, lives among people, has a job, has neighbors. Nobody suspects a thing. But at night, the Obaifo separates from its own body. It glows as it moves, a faint, eerie light drifting through the dark. And it hunts. Its favorite hunts are children and crops. It feeds on life force, slowly draining kids until they waste away. Farmers would find their fields sucked dry overnight, fruit shriveled, plants dead. The Obaifo had fed on the harvest itself. The terrifying part, you would never know who it was. It could be anyone. Your friend, your neighbor, the person you waved to this morning. The Ashanti said Obaifo were born that way, not made. Some people just come into this world already cursed. So sleep with one eye open and follow Echoes Obscura. The monster might be closer than you think. The Leananside. She won't bite your neck. She won't chase you through the dark. She will just make you fall completely in love with her and then watch you burn out like a dying flame. The Leananside comes from Irish and Celtic mythology, and she is one of the most seductive and most dangerous vampires ever recorded. She appears as a breathtakingly beautiful woman. She seeks out artists, poets, musicians, people with creative fire inside them, and she offers them a deal, her love and inspiration in exchange for their devotion. And it works. Men under her influence create the most incredible art their lives, but it costs them everything. The more she gives, the faster they burn. Her lovers write brilliant poems, compose legendary music, and then die young, exhausted, hollow, like a candle burned at both ends. She doesn't drain blood, she drains your life force through passion, through obsession, through art itself. Irish legends say refusing her is also dangerous. Reject the Liananside, and she becomes your shadow forever. Accept her, and you get genius and early grave. Vârcolac. In Romania, when the moon disappeared from the sky, people didn't call it eclipse. They said the monster was eating it alive. The Vârcolac comes from Romanian folklore, and it's unlike any vampire you've heard of before. Part vampire, part werewolf, part something else entirely. The Vârcolac is a spirit that can leave its body during sleep and travel through the sky. It grows enormous, massive enough to swallow the moon and the sun whole. Eclipses weren't science to the old Romanians. They were the Vârcolac feeding. On the ground, it was different. A pale, gaunt creature that drained the blood of the living. Fast, dangerous, hard to kill. But what set the Vârcolac apart was its origin. It wasn't always a monster. It was created born from souls of unbaptized children, or people who died without last rites, souls that fell through the cracks. To stop an eclipse, villagers would make loud noises, banging pots, firing guns, to scare the Vurkolak into dropping the moon, a vampire that eats the sky. Romania was not playing around. Bhuta. In India, dying violently doesn't always mean rest. Sometimes it means you come back angry, hungry, and completely lost between two worlds. The Bhuta comes from Hindu and South Asian folklore, and it is one of the most feared spirits of the entire continent. The Bhuta is the ghost of someone who died suddenly. The death was abrupt, so violent that the soul never got a chance to move on, so it lingers. But lingering makes it dangerous. The Bhuta wanders at night, near cremation grounds, dark crossroads, old trees. It can possess the living, driving them into madness. It spreads diseases. It suffocates people in their sleep. One of the telltale signs of Bhuta, it never touches the ground. It hovers just slightly above the earth, because it no longer belongs to the world of the living. Offering of food and rituals performed by priests could calm the Bhuta. But an angry one that felt wronged in life, almost nothing could stop it. It doesn't want to hurt you. It just wants what was taken from it. That might actually be the scariest thing about it. Some souls refuse to leave. Langsuir. She died giving birth. Her baby didn't survive either. And 40 days later, she came back from the grave. But she was not the same woman. The Langsuir is one of the most heartbreaking and most terrifying vampires in Malaysian folklore. She appears as a beautiful woman, dressed in green with long black hair that flows all the way down her back. But that hair is hiding something, a hole in the back of her neck, and that's how she feeds. Draining fish, draining infants, draining life. She can fly. She screams in the night, a wail so sharp it makes your blood run cold. The Langsuir wasn't created from grief. A woman who passed away in childbirth, overwhelmed by loss and pain, who transformed instead of passing on. Malay tradition had very specific rituals to prevent this. Glass beads placed in the mouth, needles in the hands, eggs tucked under the arms, all designed to keep her still, to keep her quiet. Because if those rituals were skipped even once, she would rise, and she would never stop looking for the child she lost. Grief is the most dangerous thing of all. She looks like a beautiful young woman, but her feet face the wrong way, and she only comes out at night, hunting for the man who wronged her in life. The Churel comes from the folklore of India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh, and she is one of the most vengeful spirits in all of South Asian mythology. A Churel is the ghost of a woman who died during childbirth, or during a festival, who was mistreated, neglected, or abused while she was alive. The injustice was so deep that death couldn't hold her. She returns, beautiful on the surface, to lure men from her own family, specifically the ones she blames. She traps them, drains their youth and life force, and leaves them as a hollow old man, or doesn't leave them at all. The backwards feet are the giveaway. In South Asian folklore, reverse feet are almost always the sign of a spirit that doesn't belong in the living world. Protective rituals around childbirths and funerals were taken extremely seriously because of the chorale. Iron, salt, and specific prayers were used to keep her from rising. She's not random. She's targeted. She remembers exactly who let her down, and she has all of eternity to collect. 6 creatures, 6 legends, 6 completely different corners of the world, all with the same hunger. Vampires aren't just one story, they were every story. Every culture found one, because maybe, just maybe, they were all finding the same truth. Hit subscribe, follow Echoes Obscura, because the dark has a story, and I tell it.